Hi everybody, this is Gigi from Kauai Community College. In this video, we will be doing inequalities, okay? Now, I'm going to do this a little bit differently than others you probably have seen before. And there are only really two simple steps in solving inequality. One is to solve the associated equation, meaning find those critical points, find when it's equal to, and then you will place them on a number line and then check to see when it's greater than or less than, because logically you only have three scenarios. You're the same, you're less than, or you're greater than, right? So when you are the same, when you're equal to, those are your critical points, and then you'll figure out the intervals to which it is less than or greater than or whatever you are looking for. So with that said, let's just take a look at this example here. So suppose the question is asking you, when is f of x, this function here, when is it greater than or equal to 0? Which translate to when is it that 2x squared, oops, no, that's not what I mean. I mean 2 times x plus 3 squared minus 8, when is that greater than or equal to 0? Right? Now, so first we will go ahead and find our critical points. So number one, find our critical points. Now, how do we find our critical points? That's when 2x plus 3 squared minus 8 is equal to 0. Now, as you can see, this is basically your onion problems, right? So go ahead and add 8 divided by 2. We will have x plus 3 squared is equal to 4, right? So when is x plus 3 equal to 4? When does x plus 3 squared equal to 4? When x plus 3 is plus or minus 2, right? So that means x will equal to negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, or negative 3 minus 2, which is negative 5. So these are your critical points. Those are when you are looking at this here, when the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, right? So here is negative 5. Here is 1. Negative 1, actually. Okay, and then you will say, well, you know what? These are when they are equal to each other. And the question is asking, when is it greater than or equal to? So yes, we will include these points. Okay, and then the question next is, when is it also greater than? Now that you know at negative 5 and negative 1, the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. So where else would this happen? Well, you have three intervals, here, here, or here. Okay, so logically, if you pick a number within the interval and you test it, if it is going to work for you, then that would be the interval of your solution, right? So let's pick a number, say somewhere in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick, say, x is equal to negative 6. Okay, so when x is negative 6, you will have 2 times negative 6 plus 3 squared minus 8. And the question is it greater than or equal to 0? So negative 3 here, square is 9. 9 times 2 is 8. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 minus 8 is 10. Okay, and 10 is greater than 0. So this will work as well. Okay. Next, you will pick a number, say, in here. Okay, so between -5 and -1. So let's say x is -4. Okay, so you will have 2 times -4 plus 3 squared minus 8. And the question here would be, is it greater than 0? So -4 plus 3 is -1, square is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 minus 8 is -6. -6 is not greater than 0, so it is not here. Okay, now we will go ahead and pick a number over on this side, to the right of -1. Well, what's a good number to pick to the right of -1? I say 0. Okay, so you will have 2 times 0 plus 3 squared minus 8. And the question again is it greater than 0? Well, 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 minus 8 is 10. And 10 is greater than 0. So that is also part of your solution. So let's recap here. -5 is when the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. -1 is when the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. And since it said greater than or equal to, yes, we will include these points. Okay, and we have checked and found out that to the left here of -5 and to the right of -1, you will get results that are greater than 0. So that will also work as well. So then, when does this happen? Well, this happens when x is in the interval. You would say the solution would be x is in the interval of -infinity to -5, including -5, and the other interval to the right hand side there, so that would be, or we would use union, -1 to infinity. Okay, so that is when f of x is greater than or equal to 0. So again, how do we solve inequalities? Step 1, solve the associated equation. Step 2, put that on a number line and then test the regions there. And then step 3, go ahead and summarize your answer as an interval notation. And that is that.